let's get into the main event, SPD. We got this one. We're going to talk a little bit about Darby Allin, the TNT champion.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to talk a lot a bit about John Silver and his performance tonight. We are huge fans of the Meat Man, and I feel like he was on his offense was on full display tonight.
Man,
testimony to Darby Allin. His opponents always look amazing every time they go against him, and this was no different. Darby. Honestly, this was the best we've seen John Silver look in the ring. And I mean, in a singles performance. Obviously, we've seen him with Alex Reynolds and the recruitment specialists. And those guys are such a blast to watch with their tandem offense. But John really got a main event spotlight tonight, and boy, did he deliver.
Did he ever? He was laser focused, man. I think Silver was just toned in. You don't see much of the showboating that he usually does. That we actually love that aspect of him. The flexing and all that stuff. Before I really dive into the match, the pre-promo early on in the show, I thought was hilarious. Added the personality behind it. That's where we got a lot of that showboating. I love the coffin drop trust falls within the Dark Order, which was hilarious. trust fall, coffin drop, and he's trying to dodge it, trying to prepare for it. And then just looking at this photo, and I had to do a double take right now. Hangman's sitting there in the background. I know we saw him at the end, but I didn't catch that the first time, and how they didn't trust fall 5. Picking on him, poor 5. I thought that was a hilarious promo needed back there in the Dark Order layer. But, this was just a great combo of, having Silver show his strength. He's been able to pick up bigger guys and all this stuff for sure. His strength, his aggression, his
Darby
kicks
around.
he was dominating Darby. And like you said, man, Darby gets beat down like 80-90% of his matches and then just ends up with like a roll-up win or, just a little surge at the end. And unfortunately, it's not real. I like Darby's character. I really do. And he has a good arsenal of moves, but his match storytelling, it's kind of frustrating at times to see this person just take the punishment after punishment after punishment. The last 5 minutes of him was the most exciting because, he did the coffin drop onto the Dark Order. And then of course Sting coming out and kind of threatening him. And, 5 sacrificing himself for the tope suicida from Darby, which was pretty cool that he pushed Silver out of the way and sacrificed himself for that. But just Silver was the star of this match by far, easily. The kicks, the thundering kicks, the strength, and to come to find out he was wrestling with a dislocated shoulder. Maybe that spot where he gets thrown over the guardrail pretty aggressively wasn't a shoot. We did hear, I was reading Twitter while that. Darby Allin did get interviewed and said he thought Silver was wrestling with dislocated shoulders. So even props to the Meat Man, how tough he is. But this was an elite for me. I honestly thought Silver was going to come out with a win. I think the gold in the Dark Order with Silver around it would just be outstanding stuff. But,
the dethroned BTE champ, he needs some gold again. I agree with you that, Darby's matches are, there's such a non-traditional, there's such a breakaway from what we're used to when we see a champion. The majority of his, like you talked, the majority of his matches are really built around the pain that he can withstand, what a masochist he is. And I'll be honest with you, you're gonna be shocked, dude. I think that the most compelling back and forth match that we've seen from Darby is his match against Joey Janela. I thought that match was one of those matches where Joey and Darby got a lot of they pushed each other, and Joey allowed Darby to show a different side of him. He really challenged Darby to showcase some of his technique. I wanted to tweet the bad boy today. I was really, during this match with Silver, I was thinking about the last time we really got a chance to see. Obviously, we saw Scorpio Sky. And that match with Scorpio, but I felt like that match with Joey, Darby looked fantastic in. So,
tweet it. You should. It was on your heart. You should, man. I'm sure you'd appreciate it.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he would. That said, I will say, John. This match, I'm walking away saying John Silver. he can't get enough praise, bro. I mean, this is a guy who has organically got himself over. He's become one of the more popular wrestlers in the entire company. Always entertaining, whether it's on BTE, Dynamite, whatever, right? I mean, the dude is hilarious. He's great, whether he's on Dynamite Download. The guy is always entertaining. But if he was just personality and couldn't do it in the ring, the act would wear thin. John Silver is every bit as impressive in the ring as he is outside the ring. Yep. Silver's offense is such a great blend of, the dude, when we talked to him, he made it clear to us that he wanted to spend more time on that Muay Thai, that all his strikes, you can tell, are so based off of that mixed martial, or that Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, like that. His kicks, they are so crisp and so
thundering kicks.
Thundering.
Boom, boom.
His kicks are awesome, man. Yeah. And for being a guy who's such a powerhouse, I love his kicks so much. But he blends that power and speed. You and I talk about every time we get to see Silver in the ring, man. Just he's so fluid. It's like the dude is just like a ping pong ball, just boom, 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 all over the place, man.
So high energy. There's
no wasted motion with this dude. He's just nonstop, balls to the wall every time he gets in the ring. I really enjoy that about him. So I got to give Silver his props in this match. He in a main event for the secondary title of this company.
Yeah.
And he showed up, man, especially like you talked about, getting a dislocated shoulder earlier on in the match and then still being able to go on. Big fan of what we saw out of John Silver tonight. Darby, again, my man, like this, if he's going to go on a streak of defending, being an Iron Man and defending his title week in and week out, which I'm all for.
Yeah, I'm all for that too.
I want to see, like you said, SPD, I do want to see a little bit more of that variety. I want to be able to see him against other opponents where we can see different sides of his character inside the ring, because he's such a creative genius. He's created a character that is so compelling that we need to see him get some dominant wins. We need to see Darby on the other side of it, not taking 90% of the beating, but dishing out 80 to 90% of the beating. We don't. When have you ever seen Darby in a squash match during his time in AEW? I think that would go a long way in solidifying him as a true champion. So,
agree.
The match itself is an elite for me. The post match with Matt Hardy getting involved, the House of Hardy coming out. I enjoyed kind of that chaos, that bedlam to end the show. Time and time again, AEW leaves those breadcrumbs. I can think back to multiple different segments throughout the night that made me think about where they're going to go from here.